welcome to A Shot of Joe, the place where you come to get enlightened and get empowered. Make sure you click below to subscribe. I want to keep you up to date on what's happening in the energy world, keep you flowing as we continue to go through all these changes and different things that are happening. And there's an area that I always like to address because I think there's a misconception regarding your ego. And people say, you want to get rid of your ego, you don't want to have your ego, you want to get it out. And the bottom line is you can't, and you're not supposed to. So I want to just give you a little different perspective on ego, how it works, how it serves you, why you need it, and how to manage it, because you want to manage it in the best possible way, right? You want to manage that ego in a way that works best for you. First of all, let's understand that when we came from the other side and decided to come here and have this experience on Earth, right? You see it behind me there, right? We decided to come here and have this experience. We needed an identity to have the experience and be separate. So we wanted to separate from source energy, and we wanted to have our own experience. So you chose an identity before you came. You actually chose everything. You chose your gender, you chose your race, you chose where you wanted to live, you chose all these different things, your parents. You chose everything before you came for the unique experience that you wanted to have in this lifetime. And you need the identity to have that, to believe that you're separate. So that's part of what the ego really is for. And the ego, by definition, is the self as self-aware. That's really what the ego is. What you want to do, you want to look at this and say, okay, I need it. Why do people talk about it in such a negative way, or say you have a big ego, or you need a big ego to be successful, all that kind of stuff? So the bottom line is everything in the physical world is what we call yin yang, positive, negative. So in the yin yang world, or the positive negative world, what ends up happening is there are positive and negative things for everything. So your ego is no different. You have the positive part, which is you're supposed to have an identity, you're supposed to love who you are, and you need it to have the experience. The negative side is when the ego starts to take over from what we would call a third dimensional perspective, meaning the things that are negative in our lives will go back to the ego. So when we get involved with jealousy or greed, or we get envious, or we have anger, and all these different things that we do, they are all products of the negative ego. You want to look at yourself and say, am I holding myself in negative space? How do I feel about myself? Do I love myself? So here's the deal. If you love yourself and you just accept who you are, we all have flaws and we all have issues and we all have things that we do, but the goal here is just accept yourself as who you are and be your best you, so to speak. So be the best version of you in this lifetime, and then try to avoid the elements of the negative ego, like, trying to take advantage of people, or forcing things to happen, or tricking someone, or conning someone, or, anything that you would do that's in a negative space. Like I said, being jealous of somebody, being very judgmental of other people. These are all things where the negative ego comes out and creates disruption and resistance. Think of all those things anytime you go down those roads. Now, basically, we all go down that road. We do. We're humans. It's going to happen, right? We're going to go down that road, get upset, or get angry, or get judgmental. Catch yourself quickly and bring yourself back to your true self. So your true self is pure love. Obviously, here in this world, it's not that easy all the time. But basically, love yourself, be yourself, and understand that you're going to slip a little bit out of who you are, but you do need your ego. Love and embrace who you are. You don't want to drift over to the dark side. That'll be the key for you to go forward. So love yourself, and hey, love everything about you, faults, worms, everything. Love everything that you have.